What up, reader fam? So there are people who hate your favorite book. Let's talk about it. I feel like I have an audience that's super respectful. When I mention the fact that I don't like one of your favorite books, you guys are like, I respectfully disagree with you, boy. Which I really appreciate that. You guys are rare. But on other corners of the internet, I've noticed that there are people who get really heated when they find out that somebody doesn't like their favorite book. Nobody's allowed to not like my favorite book. If you don't like my favorite book, then you're gonna have to face the consequences. You hear that? Which I 100% get. Been there, done that. But thankfully I've changed in how I handle somebody ripping my favorite book to pieces. That's honestly such a bad visual. The picture of somebody just ripping your favorite book to shreds. I cry, I die, and I want to talk about that today. It's a chit-chatty video day, Maybe this video will be able to help you if you yourself are somebody who just can't handle negative opinions about your favorite book. If I was a fire-breathing dragon, I'd breathe my fire all over you. And I just want to throw it out there that I feel like most of us have been there. It's a normal thing to feel an immense amount of dread when somebody reveals that they didn't like your favorite book. You just want to take that favorite book of yours and smack that book hater across the head with it. But violence is never the answer, especially book violence. Books are for reading, not for attacking book haters. The immediate reaction to hearing someone hate on your favorite book can look a little something like this. Hey, here's your book back. Did you love it? Try hated it. You... What? I capital H-A-T-E-D it. Oh. You good, bro? No, I'm not okay, you piece of trash! Whoa, slow down, horsey. Oh, so now you're calling me a horse? No, and it's just a book. It's just a book? Try it's my capital F-A-V-O-R-I-T-E favorite book if you didn't catch my gist. Okay. Go away, 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 away. You're canceled. Go away. So let's break down why someone might have that reaction. Number 1, books are personal. We see ourselves in our favorite books. It's like a mirror. Oh hey, it's me! We attach our favorite books to our identity just like we do with everything else in life that we love. We dedicate so much of our time and energy to books. We let ourselves fall in love with books. Which if you're watching this and you're not a reader, it's probably something that's hard to understand, but it happens a lot more than you probably know. And we actively make the decision to read. We're using time that we could use for anything else in the world for reading. We could be out there exercising, interacting with humans, or traveling the world, but our exercise of choice is picking up books. We prefer interacting with fictional characters, and instead of traveling the world, we travel to fictional places. So of course, when someone's saying they didn't like X, Y, and Z about our favorite books, it can feel like they're saying they don't like us as a person, because that book has become such a big part of who we are. Number 2, our favorite books can be our comfort. It could be a book that brought somebody out of a dark time, or an escape for somebody who is currently going through a hard time. In a sense, for readers, books are portals. Sure, we don't have portals in the real world that we know of, so books are a way for us to step outside of the current situations that we're facing. And those books always mean so much more, because when you're going down a dark road, you'll cling to the things that are lighting up that dark path. So when people say bad things about that book that got people out of those situations, it can feel like that person is taking away that light. 3, it can be a shared book with somebody that they love. Hey, I love that book! Oh, really? I'm not really liking it. What the heck, man? I read that with my girlfriend. And I had no idea you hated my girlfriend so much. Wow, we cannot be friends. I'm sorry, I'm lost. 1, I don't even know you. We're not friends, we're strangers. 2, this is a book, not your girlfriend. Just because I'm not liking the book doesn't mean I don't like your girlfriend. 3, what is it with people around here? And bye! Huh. Whether this be a book that you read with a family member, friend, or a lover, sometimes that shared experience of reading that book together can make that book incredibly important to you. And hearing negative opinions about that book can feel like somebody is trying to rain down negativity on that good experience. Number 4 is good memories attached to a book. Yo, that book is my life, man! Really? I wish I was enjoying it more. Why are you coming for my good memories, bro? Whoa, I didn't. You just said you didn't like the book. Yeah, I said I wasn't enjoying the book. I said nothing about your memories. Same difference. No, it's not. Dang, what was wrong with him? I have memories attached to a lot of my favorite books. Read this at San Diego Comic-Con. Read this book with my first girlfriend. Read this book on a trip to Texas with my family. And I read it in the bathroom because I didn't want to keep them up at night with the light. the sacrifices we make for reading, etc., etc. And when I think about these books, or when I reread them, I can't help but think about those happy moments in my life. So it can be easy to feel like somebody is attacking that good memory when they say negative things about a book that has a memory attached to it. But they're not. I'll get to that in a minute, I promise. Number 5, and my last point for this section, is that it could be the book that brought them into the world of reading. Some of the first books that I read and loved and that really brought me into the world of reading were chopped full of bad tropes and bad writing. But they were the first books I read and the first books that made me realize that reading can be fun, which was a big revelation for me at the time, let me tell you. When you fall into this hole of thinking that books suck, the book that pulls you out of that hole can be deemed the book savior. And when you're first getting into the world of books, you haven't experienced many books. So you might have read a book that's a ripoff of another book without even realizing it. Or you might have read a book that wasn't the best quality in terms of storytelling. So when people drag those books through the mud, it can really hurt. Because those were the books that showed you how amazing reading can be. With all those thoughts in mind, it can be hard to sit there and listen to somebody just nag and pick and tear your favorite book to pieces. Again with the bad visuals, Jesse, can you not? And I honestly don't think it's bad to feel upset in this situation, but I also think it's important to be aware of how you react. I also think that, in my opinion, there are people who can have really respectful, well-rounded negative opinions, or there are people who can be incredibly disrespectful in the way that they are sharing their opinions. And I'm not saying there's a right way to critique a book, but for me personally, I'd rather listen to somebody critique a book in a respectful way. So now let's break down how to handle negative opinions about your favorite books. Number 1, breathe. Always breathe. I mean, just in general, breathing is important. Just a little bit of a life tip, you should just breathe all the time. Number 2, remember that opinions are not facts. When someone says a book is bad, that's their opinion. It doesn't mean that because that person said that book is bad, that it's actually bad. It just means for their personal experience and their personal taste, they didn't like it. A person not liking your favorite book should not be interpreted as you having bad taste in books. It means we've all got different reading taste buds. And when we consume books, they taste different depending on the reader. You know what I mean? Number 3, we should be open to critiques of our favorite books because we should question our favorite things. It doesn't mean we have to change our opinions, but it's nice to see a different angle on something. That way we can see different perspectives. It can also just help you assure you on why you like a certain thing. If a person's like, oh, I hated the world building of this book, and that's the thing that you loved about the book, that just means you have a different outlook on how a world should be built up. It doesn't mean either person is right or wrong. Even if somebody brings up a problematic aspect of one of your favorite books, you can still like that book. I mean, unless you're like, I'm not okay with that, this book is now garbage. I think people get really scared when their favorite book is classified as problematic. To be clear, pretty much everything is problematic, and that word is used way too loosely. You could recognize the fact that a book has a problematic issue and still love it all the same. Number 4 is to recognize the fact that we're all different people, which if you didn't know that, then yikes. If you're really unaware of this, then I can't help you out. You're just gonna have to live in your own little world with all your clones and have fun with that. Number 5, you probably have books that you don't like too, unless you just love everything that you come in contact with, and if that's the case, then are you a Care Bear? Bottom line is, it's impossible for every book we love to be loved by everyone else. Love the books you love, hate the books you hate, but at the end of the day, respect different opinions. That's all I've got for you today. This is just something that I wanted to get off my chest and just talk out with you guys. I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on negative opinions on your favorite books, and how do you deal with that? Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. I post videos frequently on this channel, so if you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe, or go and click the little bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye, chew. That book is everything! Meh, I kind of disagree. You're wrong. Oh. Why am I wrong? Because I read that book during the best time of my life. You know, I'm really glad for you, but does that make the book good? It's good because it's good! Wow, what a thought-provoking reason to love a book. My thoughts exactly. I'll see you later. Peekaboo! I hit you with that do-do-do-do-do. Hey, what did my throat just do? Wow, we cannot be friends. I am spitting so much right now. I guess when I get intense, I spit so much. I hate this. Why am I like this? Click, clack, bada bing, bada boom. I really need to stop filming because I'm losing my mind. It's a problem.